Well, howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Today, we're going to upgrade Emby from version 3.5 to version 4.0.01, something like that, on our Xpenology NAS. We already did the upgrade on our Windows test unit, but now I want to upgrade Emby on my production NAS, my Xpenology NAS. It's for the house. So, let's quit talking and get right into the video. Alright YouTube, so let's get this done. So as you can see, I'm on my home NAS and it is running version 3.5.3.0 of Emby, and Emby is telling me that version 4.0.0.2 is now available for download. So log into your DSM and go to the package center to update. So I'm going to go ahead and close this dashboard here, and we're going to switch over to my Xpenology NAS, not my Synology NAS, but my Xpenology NAS. And what we're going to do is come up here and do Package Center. Now, I would recommend you make a backup of your Emby before you do this. I've already done that, and so we're going to proceed. So if I go up here to Installed Packages, you'll see that I've got Emby. So if we click on it, and let's maximize this, you'll see that what's new in version 4.0.1.0-1. So gives you an idea of all the fixes and new features, etc. You can see the installed version I'm on is 3.5.3.0-20. It's installed on volume 1, and the newest version is the one we're about to update to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to minimize this window back, and I'm going to click on Update. Now, I don't have anybody using Emby. Nothing is running right now under Emby, and they did tell me this could take some time to update because it's got to update the database, etc. So we'll let this run. I'll be quiet, and I'll come back if anything changes. Alright, so we're letting it run. It looks like the update finished, and now it says it's running. So I'm going to assume it was updated. That was actually fairly trivial and didn't take much time at all. Now, one of the things I'm not going to be able to do on Emby for on my Xpenology NAS is take advantage of video acceleration, transcoding acceleration, because I don't have any supported hardware in there. Well, we'll see once we go back into Emby and see if everything's running. So now that the update is done, I'm going to go ahead and log back into the dashboard on Emby and see if everything is good. So it tells me that Emby server is upgrading my database when I try to go into Emby to the dashboard. So I'm going to give this about 5 minutes. It's about 2:41 now. I'll give it about 5 minutes. Try it again and let you know if something changes. Alright, so here we are. It's been about 4 or 5 minutes since I did the update. And now the dashboard is up, but you're seeing it says pending installations. The following components have been installed or updated. IMVDB 1.0.5. Please restart the please restart the server to finish applying updates. So I guess we should probably do that. So it's a simple task. You simply come up here to the power button and tell it restart Emby server, and then click on restart. And it tells us please wait while Emby server shuts down and restarts, and it looks like it was, wow, that was quick. That was successful, I assume. Okay, so it looks like everything is back up and running. So let's see if we can actually use the thing. And then we'll need to go in and tell it to start using the new guide that is available from Emby instead of using Schedules Direct. So, well, that's cool. It appears to be working. I did not have to go out and restart the Xpenology server. I did not need to do anything special with the services. I just did the in-place upgrade, and let's go out and see if everything's working. First thing I'm going to start with are my recordings folder, and let's see if my recordings are still going to play. Yep, and it appears they are. Let's see if I can fast forward. Yes, I can. Really good picture, and you see how fast it is, and this is the web interface, and this was with a recording I made off of the Emby Prime subscription. I'm not the Emby Prime, but the Silicon Dust Prime. So that worked. So we know our recordings are working. Let's go out and see if our videos are working. Up, we got a spinning disc. And we'll give it a minute. Maybe I clicked too fast. Okay, well, it seems to have caught up. That was a little bit slow. Okay, but we got there. Let's see if we can play a movie out of our collection. Fast forward through that. Don't want that part. Yeah, it's all working. This is fair use. We're just showing little clips of the video to make sure it works. So there you go. It is working. Let's see. Yeah, our recordings are there. Let's go to live TV. Now it should still work with the guide data that I have with Schedules Direct. But I just want to see if it'll. Let's go ahead and see if it'll play a video or off of live TV.
And I won't be able to say to you what.
There we go. So there's soap. Even though it showed, yeah, it did show soap was on. So there's my over-the-air TV. Let's see if it's working with the premium channels with my Silicon Dust. Let's go to the Lego Movie real quick. Go ahead and see if we can play that on the the Cartoon Network. Yep, there it goes. It is working. Good picture. Don't want to show too much of that. So there you go. It looks like it was a success. Everything seems to be working okay. All right, so now we're running the Emby Theater. So let's just go in here and make sure we can start playing a movie. We'll do The Lost World. Go ahead and tell it to play. Mute the volume. There we go. These are 480p videos, but you can see I'm able to fast forward through it. I'm able to rewind, and there's no lag at all. All right. Let's go all the way back, and let's go see if we can go to live TV. Make sure that's working under the Emby Theater. Let's go ahead and we'll play soap. All right, we're not going to show a lot of that. Let me switch over here to back over to my dashboard, and you can see now it's telling us that it is playing. Bear with me a second. I got to get where you are. There we go. And I think I can get information. No, I send a message. It's supposed to tell you more information than this, if it's transcoding or not. Oh, I stopped it. My bad. Go back to Emby Theater. And now let's choose we're going to choose a video on my my Silicon Dust Premium service. I keep getting those two mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and do Indiana Jones. And the Temple of Doom, and let's see if it starts playing, and it is. So that's good. I thought it was supposed to give you more information here on the display. So, and keep in mind, I'm doing this live. I'm testing it just like you are, or I'm testing it. So it's supposed to give you more information. That may be only when it plays a video. So let me go ahead and get a video spooled up here to play. And we'll see if I can get stats on it. And I want to play a high def video, so I'll go ahead and play this one. You'll see it pop up here in a second. All right. And still no details. I don't know what happens if you click on it, but you remember on their feature guide it was showing that may be only when it's transcoding that it shows that little graph on here. And since it's not having to encode any of the videos, it's just direct playing it. So what I'm going to do is try to bring that up in not in the Emby Theater, but in a browser window, and see if we get the same result. So I'll go ahead and bring up Emby, And we'll go ahead and play this in a window here. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Here we go. Let's go ahead and play it. Let me mute it. Go ahead and let it play in the background. Yep, there it goes. Okay, so yes, even though it's direct streaming, this is on a mobile device or on a Chrome. So I guess it calls it an Emby mobile device or Emby mobile. And you can see the playback position, the transcode position, transcode buffer, and throttling, whether it's on or off. And you can see, let's go over here and see the resources that it's taking up. Not much. Because I think the only thing it's having to transcode is the audio at this point. So its impact on the Xpenology NAS is minimal, as you can see. There's not a lot of resources going out there to run Emby. In fact, you don't even see it showing up on the process list. You see Plex sitting back there because, remember, I have not removed Plex from here. I am seeing the DSM internal service. I don't know what that's for, so. But we'll let it play. So there you go. It is playing and it is appearing to work. Alright, so I'm not going to show you the Emby Premiere because I don't want to let anybody see my code. But I am going to go down here to Live TV. And as you can see, we have Schedules Direct in here as our guide data. We're going to change that now. So I'm going to remove these. So I think we just click on the little 3 buttons over here and choose Delete. And then OK. Same way with this one. Delete. Choose OK. So now we have no guide data. So now we need to add it. So we'll come here to TV Guide Data Providers. And we'll type in United States. And for the guide source, we'll do Emby Guide Data. Click on Next. We're going to do my zip code, which is 78155, and my lineup, I want to be over the air. It chooses Time Warner Cable for me, but I want to choose, let me switch my view here, because otherwise you're not going to see the drop-down box. So let me go to the left monitor. Right now it's set for cable, but as you can see down here, I have local over-the-air broadcast. And I'm going to enable it for all tuner devices. I'm going to click on Save. So now I need to add my guide data for my Silicon Dust Premiere channels. So I'm going to add another guide provider. Same country, United States. Enter my, I want to choose the Emby guide data. Next. Enter my zip code. And then on my lineup, I want to choose the HD Home Run Premium TV East Coast feed. And I want to enable that for all tuner devices. Click on Save. Okay, so you see one is USA over the air and one is USA HD HR TV East Coast default. And now I'm going to go ahead and refresh the guide data. Let's see if that has any, I don't see any effect at all. It says stopping on the refresh guide. So you see my Guardians of the Galaxy is still running. So that's a little disconcerting. Let me refresh that. Oh, now it's refreshing the guide data. Okay, so I had to refresh the screen. All right, well, we'll let this run, and then we'll come back and see if we've actually got guide data. All right, so I'm going to share with you now while it's upgrading or refreshing the guide data. The interface on Xpenology or on the Synology, and this is a i3 quad-core processor with 8 gig of RAM on my Xpenology unit. Seems a little sluggish to me on the interface. Now I know it is going out and getting guide data, so it is pretty database intensive when it's doing that. So, but even with switching around with different things within the Emby dashboard, I thought it was a little sluggish. So time will tell. We'll see how this does. One thing I am curious to know about is on transcoding. I thought there was a setting here, yeah, for transcoding. There is. You can see what I'm saying about sluggish. So one interesting thing I've noticed is that it has turned on the hardware acceleration, and so I don't know if that's a default setting or whether it went out and figured out that my machine supports hardware transcoding. So I've got a choice of yes, no, or advanced. I wonder what advanced is. Oh, okay. So there you go. That answers the question. This chip, this is in my previous video on running Emby on Xpenology. I spoke to this point. If you're running an Xpenology NAS, the problem is how the processor is presented to the Synology operating system. And that's why they have a special build of Emby made for people running an Xpenology NAS. They were speaking of this in the previous version, and that was the one that I downloaded. If you go to the Emby forums, there's a special forum under there for Synology and NAS devices, and they have an article specific to running an Xpenology NAS that adds these features. So it sees that I have an E3 1200 processor in there, and it is enabling these codecs, MPEG-2, H.264 AVC, VC1, it's setting my preferred hardware encoder, etc. So it looks as though it is natively supporting the actual physical CPU that I have on there. Now that's just a guess, because when I change to advanced, you notice it goes down and it identifies the CPU and tells me what transcoding or encoders are available. So I'm going to change that back to yes, put it back to where it was, and the proof will be in the pudding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go start playing an MPEG-2 video, and we're going to see what kind of impact that has on my Xpenology NAS. So I'm going to bring the performance monitor task manager up here, and right now it's playing a high-def video, so it's only utilizing about 3.1%. But if I come over here and I go to an MPEG-2 video, let's go to my TV shows, because all of my DVDs under there are ripped into MPEG-2. And we'll let an episode of Eureka play. See, I think I'm at season 4, so we'll just go ahead and play Founders Day here and see what happens.
Previously on Eureka.
I got offered early admission to an undergrad.
Alright, so you can see it's transcoding 4.2 megabits per second, H.264 MP3, and you see it is using an AVC codec VAAPI. It is transcoding. And if we come over here to our Synology NAS, you'll see, or Xpenology NAS, you'll see FFmpeg is up and running at about 11-12%. So it appears as though it is transcoding and using hardware that is available on that E3 or Intel i3 processor. That's my assumption. Now, I don't know this for sure. I'll have to check in the forums to be certain, but I wanted you to see what that looked like. So it is indeed working. Let's see if I can fast forward through the video, and you're seeing this live, folks. I can go backward and forward without any issues. I'm going to go back home now and stop that playback, and then we'll come back here to the Xpenology NAS, and you'll see it's now settled right down on the usage indicator. So it appears as if it is using the hardware encoding, because that was really smooth playback. Now let's go look at the guide and make sure we've got guide data out there. So we'll go to the guide, and it looks as though they've got our guide data. We're now not using Schedules Direct, we're using the direct guide data from Emby, and that was trivial as well. So all in all, this update has been a good experience. I'm going to make sure I can tune in a channel here, so we'll just let Reba come up and play for just a second. See if we get a picture. And we do. That's one thing I don't like. It doesn't keep the mute on the video. You see there was a little glitch there, a little hesitation. And I've noticed that when you first play IPTV or the Silicon Dust Premium TV, the first few seconds you play, there's a little hesitation, and then once it starts streaming, it's fine. But there is that initial hesitation. So, but as you can see, it's running fine. It's streaming it, and the impact on the system is negligible. So I could be watching live TV on a couple of 2 or 3 different devices, and I doubt it would have hardly any impact on the performance of this unit running on the Synology NAS, or Xpenology NAS, I apologize. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this and just I want to see how the interface is now. And yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. No issues with it so far. The DVR works, and there you go. So we'll do some testing over the next few days and see how this thing performs. Now, this version of Emby is running on my Xpenology NAS, as I have said, and this is the actual live one that I use day to day here at the house. You know, Mom uses it, my spouse uses it, we watch movies on it, we watch live TV on it, that kind of thing. So this will be the one that gets the most use and abuse. So I'll have real-world statistics on the Xpenology version of Emby 4. So then we can compare those to the Windows version of Emby and see how it does performance-wise. Now keep in mind that unit that is running Emby for Windows is a i5 processor with quite a bit more RAM. Well, actually, no, it's got 8 gig of RAM, but it does have an AMD RX 560 video card in there, so that could make a bit of difference. But I don't play a lot of 4K video. I don't even play a lot of high-def video except when I'm streaming. Most of my DVD rips are in MPEG-2 format. I do have a few high-def DVDs or high-def Blu-ray rips, but I don't have any 2K or 4K videos, so I'm not going to be able to test for that because I don't, the human eye can't see that kind of resolution anyway, so I'm not even interested. But for those of you that are junkies when it comes to 2K or 4K video, I just don't have the infrastructure to do that, to be able to test a 2K or 4K video. I suppose I could download one and I could, a sample video. And we may do that. Maybe I'll download a sample 2K and 4K video and we'll see how Emby handles it. So that's going to do it for this video. As you can see, the upgrade to Emby 4.0 on Xpenology/Synology should be fairly straightforward and simple to do. I don't run this on my DS918. I only run it on my Xpenology NAS, so that was why we updated it there. But anyway, we hope you found the video entertaining and informative as always. Please give us a thumbs up down below. Leave your comments in the comment sections. Donate if you're so inclined. PayPal and Patreon are preferred methods of payment. But, we won't. If you want to hand me cash, I'll take that too. And please, don't forget that we'll see you on the other side.